In this final episode of the FATE Project, an intervention by 4 consortium partners empowering women to pursue justice, we bring you stories from survivors and stakeholders from Buvuma Island and Napak District. Penal Reform International has made gender sensitivity a key component of their work.
Our niche is on women behind bars. So what is PRI doing? We are using a holistic approach to support the women behind bars. Women behind bars have suffered discrimination, trauma, there are many who are suffering from psychosocial challenges, access to justice issues in terms of the criminality, but also in terms of the economic aspects. As you've seen or you will learn, we've found women, most of them who enter into prison, they lose their homes, they lose their children, they lose their families, they are displaced, they become displaced persons. So a woman's needs from the time of entering the system are different, and that is what PRI is looking at. So we offer legal representation to the women, that is court representation. We do provide medical assistance, minimal. We do support in rehabilitation. We do have activities that support their rehabilitation, and we do have activities that support their social reintegration. We have entrepreneurship skills training, and then we have a small grant that we give the women.
PRI has led capacity building engagements with JLOs to foster positive institutional reform. This endeavor has seen enhanced rehabilitation and reintegration of female offenders.
Nali mufumbo baze yafa oluvannyuma lw'abaze okufa bansiba okumala ebbanga lya myaka 2.5. Obulamu mwikomera tibwali bwa bulungi kubanga bw'edya ikomera. Ate era ze n'engeri gye nalindesa abaana enuma famire. Ng'ozira bw'okoba muntu n'omutakupureesa otiina enda buyambi. Ekintu kye neesiimiza mu mbulu akuba bayida bayigulawo omusomo. Baatusomesa engeri gy'oteeka okweramu. Baatusomesa ku bizinensi. Bayida twafuna omukisa. Baatusindike baga abantu baife transport bayida baatukyalira. Poliisi oyenda abona mwana baamuleeta. Era nali musanufu ino kubanga ebbanga lye baali bansibye. Nali tibonanga ku baana bange. Naddala abato kuba oyo omuto namulekanga muto ino. Bwe twalwala bayida baatuyida ndala. Nze bankebera kubanga nabayinonula ekirwaire ekyanuma. Bankebera baakoba ati olina alagi. N'alusa. N'abayinonula alusa bandeetera sirapu ne kapisozi daako. Kakati bwe twafuluma baatukoba toddayo kukuliza musango. Tuulayo ddayo okole ebibyo. Olaba obona awantu nga tosobolawo. Oli waidemba okufuna awantu onaatyama waawulira ki? Kuba buli lw'ofuna omuntu akunigiriza eno akuleetera okola ekibi ate tetwenda mwiremu ki? Buli lw'osoniga ebintu ebisinga bungi abantu abandi muyiziza emisango lwa busungu. Mukendeeza obusungu.
Bw'ava mu ikomera yeeyira yeewuwe. Deni bw'atuuka eyo obulamu tibwamubeera bulungi okusinziira kuba nti abantu b'omusaada baali nga balimu okujjaamu naye. Kati obulamu bwe butaba bulungi yankubira esimu namukoba nti kizira buzibu idde eno tusobole okujoyininga ki obulamu kubanga alina abaana beetaagisa okulya, beetaaga okusoma, beetaaga obuyambi ng'abaana bw'okitegeera.
So far, Bufano has a good lady. She has nothing. She's cooperative to the society. Even when I look here at home here, she works at like a woman of a home. Even now she's helping this one to look after what this one have got. Yes.
because of our intervention, we've prevented many women from entering prison. We have registered over 60% women who have been released in short periods of time compared to what it was before the project started. Because of this, women, their attitudes in life, we've kind of restored hope among the women that we work with who had lost it. I'll use a word that they use. They felt rejected by everybody, family, communities. So we have restored that hope among these women. This is, I think this is definitely attributed to this project.
So this program is built in such a way that each partner brings on board their specialization that in the end enables us achieve the broad goal. For example, ASF works with a number of community-based mediators who are placed deep within the communities. And these are able to act or they work as our ears and eyes on the ground. So to that extent, they are the very first point of contact for women who might feel their rights could have been violated or just have, questions that they want clarity about.
So these are people who have been identified from the communities. They have been trained and equipped to handle cases which are not of a criminal nature, cases that they can mediate over, some small family disputes, maybe land disputes. And we've recorded success of cases that were handled by mediators. They were all concluded. Mediation agreements were entered into and signed. And these mediation agreements are enforced by these community-based mediators.
I asked first my mother, I want to go to police because my husband has refused to feed me with the child and now suffering. Then we went to police. Then we see that officer. Then we went there. Then they helped me. I tell them all my problems. Then they call, I give them to his number. They called him. When he came, he accepted everything that they told him to provide for me. SF helped me in my problems. And I have a stress, what he advised me, even they advised my man to provide for me what I lack. Then they even the man to provide that thing that he promised. I'm not very happy.
Normally with the mediations, we don't take sides like we are much on survivor or perpetrator. We hear from both of them. Then we have to guide based on what comes out of their views. Like if it is the woman who is in the wrong side, we talk to that woman at least to style up with maybe her personal characters contributing to such kind of violence. If it is a man, we also make him accountable of his actions.
Before SF came, in our communities, you find people are fighting. It was a goal. You find people are fighting, nobody to rescue, nobody to report, nobody to give advice before SF come to help these people in the communities. So people are violent, so you cannot say a word. Once you say a word, those people will come and fight you also. So when SF come in, so now people are getting peace. They are making peace to each other. They know where to report the case, how to follow, how to handle the cases. Just through the knowledge that SF has given them, even the cultural leaders and then mediation also has going on. Yeah.
Overall, through this FATE project, we have achieved a pool of community-based mediators and their coaches who are first entry points for the vulnerable women on their journey to access justice. These have successfully conducted mediations and done referrals.
At percentage level, I can say that we are at about 70%. We have a series of success stories that the mediators have conducted in. I'm actually happy to report that the work that the mediators have been doing in the communities has created a positive response from the community. Of all the mediation cases that the mediators have handled, at a scale of 10, at least 8 of these have been successful, and I believe that is a great achievement. 2 may not have been successful and are referrals, or we end up filing them in court, but at least at 8 out of 10, that is really a good output from the community and from the mediators. So out of the training and the coaching that I give them and the results that they give us, I believe that is really a positive response.
We also have the legal aid service package that we give to other partners outside the consortium, and that is how FIDA comes in. So in a unique way, FIDA designed mobile courts that they are using to try to bring justice near to the women in NAPAC. Why? NAPAC does not have a magistrate court. NAPAC does not have a prison. So you find that, they have to draw all these services from Moroto. And if you tell a woman deep down in Lokopo, her daughter has been defiled, and the perpetrator is in Moroto prison, and you're telling this woman to move over 43 kilometers from Lokopo sub-county to Moroto to attend court, how many times is she going to move there? Because she doesn't have the transport cost to move there. And then how is she going to transport the witnesses? She does not have that transport. So FIDA is bringing the mobile courts nearer to the people. They are facilitating this woman, to appear in court. They are facilitating the movement of the witnesses to court, and they are going as far as facilitating the judicial officers to come to, to NAPAC and have the cases heard from NAPAC, which, brings justice nearer for this woman or for this girl who was defiled or raped.
So far, the project has had, I would say, tremendous impact. At the beginning of the project, we undertook a baseline survey that, showed us where we are at. And sometime mid-project, from December last year to about the beginning of this year, we also undertook a satisfaction survey for us to appreciate where we are at. So I think very quickly, what comes to my attention is the number of women that, for example, have accessed justice within prisons. I think that in it is tremendous. A number of them had been in detention for quite some time. But also the number of women who have been legally empowered to access justice. Yes, I think for that we also see as an impact that so far the project has had.
We are seeing a lot more of integration of issues of violence against women in district operations. It's no longer being seen as an NGO thing, but also it shows that this work can be sustained, because we'll end up using our current institutions, government institutions, to sustain the work, because projects come and end.
The project operates a model that we call a community of practice. And this community of practice gathers practitioners within every district that we work or region. So it brings stakeholders, including the government or the state stakeholders, the Office of the Community Development Officer. It brings on board civil society organization, legal aid service providers, the JLOS actors. It also brings them on board. So bringing all of these actors into one room for them to be able to dialogue. What are the key justice issues that affect women within this district or within this region? And I think based on that, we have had real tangible output from these meetings, discussing the key challenges, but also being able to act on those challenges at the end of the day.
Our intervention of the FET program, from access to equality, is one to test the waters, that when we have a holistic intervention to improve access to justice for citizens. What results do we see? The results we see are one, trust, we see dignity, and we see productivity. The reverse is equally true. That where there is no trust, where there are no interventions to improve the quality of life, especially through access to justice, we see a life of indignified people, we see a life of apathy, and we see underdevelopment from the family to the national level. The people are central in the development of any nation. And these people are the majority, who in this case are the women and girls who are over 51%, are the women and girls who live in the rural areas, over 70%, are the women and girls who contribute to the nation in terms of the agriculture production of over 70%. But above all, for all the women and men, girls and boys in this country, they deserve the dignity of being human beings.
The journey towards justice for women in Uganda continues, but these success stories remind us of the power of collective action, resilience, and determination. By supporting women's empowerment and advocating for gender equality, Uganda is moving closer to a future where justice is accessible to all, as witnessed in its commitment to empower women with policy instruments such as Uganda Vision 2040 in the 3rd National Development Plan, NDP3. Together, we can break down barriers and create a just and equal society for all.